Hello and happy Friday. Today we are going to find the mean, median, and mode of a set of data. Now, before we jump into what's mean, median, and mode, you have to understand the term measure of central tendency. Now, if you think about how to describe a number, let's say describe number 2 without using the number 2, of course, then you can think of doing 1 plus 1 equal 2, or you can think of showing your numbers showing the two fingers, or you can even use a tally. But what about if we want to describe a big set of data? For example, the height of a group of 10 boys or girls, how can we simplify those data into one single number? And that's where measure of central tendency comes in. Measure of central tendency will give you a single value to describe a group of data. Now, it is not just to describe a group of data, it also shows what's the normal or the average in the data set. It will help you condense a data set into one representative value. It will also help you if you want to compare one data set to another. For example, if I want to compare the height of the group of girls versus the height of a group of boys, you can find the average of the two groups and then compare them whether the boys or the girls are taller. Lastly, you can also use the measure of central tendency to help you compare one piece of data to the whole set. How does that look like? Well, if you scored, let's say, 60% on the test, 65% on a test, you might think, oh my gosh, I'm doing so badly because 65% is basically a D. However, if the rest of the class is scoring on average 43%, that means you're already doing so much better than the rest of the class. So knowing or understanding measure of central tendency will help you understand more about the statistics and how to use it in the real world problem. Now, the measure of central tendencies, the three different measures of central tendencies that we are learning this year is mean, median, and mode. And this is going to be with you throughout until college and beyond. Okay, you will hear these three terms: mean, median, and mode. So let's jump in one by one. Mean, to find the mean, which is the average, you add the data together to find the sum of the data. Remember, to find the sum, we add, and then you can take the sum of the data, then divide it by the total number of data. For example, Mrs. Jordan has 4 children aged 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, and 10 years. Find the mean age of the 4 children. So remember, to find the mean, you're adding all the data. So you're finding the total age. You have 5 plus 7 plus 10 plus 10. And in total, that is 32 years old. And to find the mean, you have to divide that sum by the total number of children. She has 4 children, so that's 32 divided by 4 equals to 8. So the mean age of the 4 children is 8 years old. Excuse me. See how simple that was? All you have to do is adding all the numbers and then divide it by the number in the set, the number of items in the set. So you're going to complete the next 3 questions yourself. The first one says the quiz scores of 8 students are 12, 18, 20, 15, 18, 15, 16, and 14 points. Find the mean. So you have to add up those scores, and because there are 8 students, you're dividing that total score by 8. The next question is the same. The height of 6 trees in the garden are 7, 5, 10, 8, 9, and 6 meters. Find the mean. So you're adding all of those and then divide by the number of trees, which is 6 trees. Lastly, this table shows the number of cars sold by a company from January to June last year. So you're adding all the number of cars sold each month, and then you're dividing by the total number of months. And you can count how many months are there. All right, I'll see you in a moment. If you are confused, go back and rewatch the video. See you later.